Hello, Aries, and welcome to collective reading. This is going to be a collective reading for any and all Aries placements. So, wherever you may have Aries in your chart, this could resonate for you. A little bit of a smoke cleanse, don't mind me. And these are timeless readings, so anytime that you're watching this in the future times, since these will be up on YouTube, this could resonate. And you could watch this like years from now if you really wanted to. But like every single reading, always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're gonna get into a modified past, present, future spread here. And we are basically going to be pulling like 12 cards. We are going to pull 3 cards from this deck, and each of those 3 cards are going to get 3 clarifier cards from this tarot deck, which this is Tarot of the Divine, and this is Ethereal Visions. Ethereal Visions is shiny, so if you get flashbanged, I am so sorry. Just a little bit of flash warning for these. Alright. Aries, clear, honest message for Aries, please and thank you. What do we have? Collective Aries placements. Ace of Cups. Pretty, pretty. It's a little bit of too many cards. Ooh. I felt like one of them was coming out though. Hello. Ooh, this is the art that is on the box of the tarot deck, which is the High Priestess. High Priestess reversed. We have Ace of Cups, 5 of Wands, High Priestess reversed. May I say, Aries, you are being a tad bit too direct. Aries, I love you. We love you. You are actually very good at directing your energy. You are one of the signs, one of the zodiac signs that is always very sure about how to direct their own energy. That is pretty much what you are solid at. The one thing I say that is a big pitfall for just humans in general, when you get a little too fiery at something, you tend to get a little wrapped up in the competition. And you're like, that's the thing that fulfills me, is pushing beyond competition and being the greatest, and is that really why you're pursuing that? There's a sense of competition in itself distracts you from why you genuinely like to do things, just in general. Like, what you genuinely like to do in order to, like, fill your cup here, to give yourself that, like, love and fulfillment in life. Or love of fulfillment in life, things that fulfill you, pursuing those things, loving yourself for pursuing those things that you love. Just a weird way of putting it, but also just like loving yourself in these aspects can come in different forms. But this 5 of Wands is like, all of it's distracting you. Like, 5 of Wands is just distracting you. Like, all this commotion, and it feels like you casually get yourself in the competition. You're like, yeah, this is fun. And then you're in the center of it and you're like, it's like too much commotion, overstimulation, too much going on for your brain. And it's like, you got a higher, what I would say would be a higher calling, quote unquote. If you are someone who is spiritual and you are feeling a very spiritual higher calling, that is your own discernment. But when I say higher calling to your performance, to your work ethic, to your job, to just your performance in how you handle things, how you do things, how you perceive or pursue things, because we could just pursue anything, but how we pursue it and how we execute that is also very important. Because let's say a builder is building a house and they're amazing, they're great, but they got distracted and they forgot to build a support beam that was really crucial and important for that structure, and oh no, the ceiling fell through because there was no support beam. And it's like, well, there was a distraction here. And it's not bad to observe and to hang out with competition when it comes to, like, hey, there's a promotion for a job available and you have some people competing for it, but it's friendly competition. It doesn't feel like bad. Sometimes the friendly competition may trigger some old wounds of bad competition, because there could have been some just, like, competition in general can get, like, pretty bad to a point of, like, if you are trying to, let's say, let's do the job promotion example. If you're trying to compete for this position, you know, maybe you've tried to go for other positions in the past and it wasn't this specific one, but you had some, like, weird, like, falling outs and dramas with other, like, coworkers when people were trying to compete, and, like, you know, people let the competition of the promotion ruin, like, workplace friendships, you know, like, kind of things like that. Like, when competition soils friendships or just soils community. Not just friendships, but a sense of community. And I think that's the good, like, where competition can be good, because community does build around competition. And you truly understand the community in that. And I think that's where, Aries, you are having a lot of fun in competition. There's such a strong energy of, like, but you're just not quite getting it. Really, so really quick to miss the point. There's, like, a not quite there. Not quite the point you were thinking it was, you know? You think you got the point across to yourself, or you understand the point, and it's like the universe is like, not quite, you know? It's not quite there yet. I'm really curious, because this High Priestess is like, I can't explain it other than there's this energy of not quite there yet. Because what? Oh, gracious tarot. Ace of Cups. Let's get some clarifiers for the Ace of Cups here. Queen of Pentacles. I had to, unfortunately, cover up the Queen of Pentacles, because we can't be showing that. We can't be showing that. There's new growth being had here. I love how this is a paintbrush. This is the Ace of Wands. That is beautiful. Hello. Okay, hold on. Hold on. If it was meant to come out, it will come out again. I trust. You understand this growth, like, this new growth like no other. But there's that piece that's missing that is like, you could understand something, but if you don't take action on what you understand, nothing's gonna come from that knowledge. If you don't use the knowledge you gain, what is it going to do for you? Like, what will it ever do for you? Clarifying the Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Star. You have a lot of potential within you, and this is the part that's like, oh, a no-brainer, right? You need to use it. This wishing upon a star can happen. You can sit there and wish upon a star, but the true healing only takes place when you take action. When you take true action on your heart and in your soul. For your soul. Like, the choices you make are for the things that feel good in your heart space, make you feel like a little bit of alive again, but not things that are super outrageous, you know? Like, you don't have to go and party till 2 a.m. to feel alive again. You could literally play a song that just, I don't know, I'm thinking of that, was it like a Coldplay song of You Make Me Feel Like I'm Alive Again or whatever. It's like a fun song that literally makes you feel like alive or whatever. It's just like a silly fun song from, I don't know, like 2010s era. And feeling alive while feeling sober. You don't necessarily have to be sober, but it's like, it doesn't have to be like a big thing you're doing. It could literally be like, oh, I feel alive just by taking a walk. Not a short walk, like a long walk, you know? So that's the healing as well. Or that is healing as well. I feel like you need to hear that, like, taking action is also taking action and healing. Taking action, and you don't always need to be in the center of all this competition and be, like, focused in on all the competition around you, you know? You can be focused in on some competition and then put your focus in on, hey, what are these things I'm trying to grow? I have things that I actually like to do and just want, like, there's a person that is trying to grow, like, within you, and you're kind of missing out on it, I feel. And I feel like there's a part of you like, oh, I miss actually, like, wanting to pursue these things. This is something that really, like, made me feel like I wasn't even working a day in my life, you know? And it was genuine, like, hard work you were doing. I feel like there's a big recognition of whether you are willing to do the work or not, you understand this thing fulfills you. 5 of Wands. Clarifying the 5 of Wands is 7 of Pentacles reversed, the Death card, and the Chariot reversed. When you get distracted by competition, all of the things that you pursue when you try to grow, it's like, all right, you want to grow a garden? Well, if you don't water the garden for 3 days, it's going to die. That thing's not going to grow. And not literally death, but death is a transformation. It's like a transition stage. Not even a transition stage, but like a transformation of the mind for you right now. And you have to have, death also comes with acceptance. To transform into this new person, this new version of you, or to grow things that you've already wanted to grow before, you have to accept what's been holding you back. And if you've been holding yourself back, it's human nature, honey. It's human nature. I can't lie to you. Like, there's not one person that can't say that they had something that they don't hold themselves back on anything. You know, like there's always a moment in everyone's life where we're gonna hold ourselves back and be like, you know, I don't know if I should go and pursue this thing I love, but I really love it and it makes me feel good, but it's kind of a lot of work and I don't know if I'd be good at that because it takes like a certain kind of person. And it's like, well, who's that kind of person? You can be that kind of person that pursues that thing. You could be that professional person that I feel like you're like, I need a professional person for this role. I'm not professional for the role I want to pursue. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? It's like, I'm a knight on a horse, but I'm like no like knight in shining armor. And it's like, you are literally a knight in shining armor. Like you are literally that. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you in that one. I think the moment you're like, well, I'm not even this professional person. Okay, well, why can't you train to be? Why can't you do some like teach yourself how to be that? And then you're like, hold on, wait a second. To be that knight in shining armor, they all started as like a little runt, like a rookie, a newbie. No one learned everything on day one. No one was a knight in shining armor on day one. It's like, that's where the directing yourself in the Knight of Swords is very like, I'm directing myself in this direction. Your direction starts to shift because your perspective starts to shift. So if you see your perspective starting to shift and then your direction of life starting to shift, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Following new paths for you is going to be hella beneficial for you at this time. And sorry for speaking in very like young terms, but it's going to be very beneficial for you to open up to new direction in new perspectives and vice versa. Do you want to come out? No. You have a very specific High Priestess reversed. What kind of specific energy we got? I'll take this off for a second. Clarifying the High Priestess, 8 of Swords. What else we got? You feel like you're stuck, but I feel like Aries, for some of you Aries, some of you just feel like you're stuck right now and you don't know, you just can't find the way out, and it's like you're trying to accept everything in order to find the way out, but there's a lot of you that aren't accepting that there's been a way out this whole time, and it's just been easier to sit here and sit with these 8 swords, these not so good feelings, just because it's been comfortable. And it's not like I'm calling you out and you're a coward for staying in like these negative states of mind. It's like stepping into something new and stepping into a new, like, kinder way of treating yourself and treating your passions. Stepping into something new in general is scary. These things can be genuinely terrifying for some of us because it enters a whole new aspect of our soul that we do not even recognize anymore. You're sitting here, I don't even fucking recognize myself anymore. I feel like if you are entering that and you are experiencing that, you are on the right track. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than you're on the right track. And it's okay to not know everything, because that's the whole point of the High Priestess. This moment in time when you don't know everything, gather all the information you can and just observe. Just observe everything. Because the more that you take time to just take day by day you take inch by inch to get away from these 8 swords. The 8 swords usually depict someone kind of like tied up around, like inside a circle of 8 swords. So it's this message of like, oh, they're blindfolded and like tied up in this rope, and it's like, if you're scared, you're gonna be bumping into the swords and cutting yourself, and you're like, ah, this hurts. That's you being mean to yourself and bumping around in life, and we make mistakes and we beat ourselves up for those mistakes, and we're bumping into all these swords. And sometimes we have to get close to those swords to unravel all of the ropes that we're kind of tying ourselves with. These negative things of, oh, we're beating ourselves up, so we gotta bundle ourselves up in this negative thought because that's who we are. We're this lazy, bad person, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, maybe you were lazy that day, but you gotta really accept it and release it, and then that's where you need to understand how to move on and do better and what just needs to be done. It's like finding the priority, not focusing on we could've, we should've, we would've, whatever. What do we need to do? What does Aries need to do? What does Aries need to focus on? What is Aries' priority at this moment in time? And what can be something that is a priority that can also be a little freeing for you? Because what if you made something of priority that's like, all right, you may need to exercise every day or want to exercise every day, but start with walking every day or walking every other day or every other 2 days, like every weekend, you know? Give yourself a moderate schedule that works for you and start small, because you're not going to make big strides right away. And I think you need to remind yourself that constantly. This whole process and for what is probably going to feel like the rest of your life, but I want to say is going to be for just like this, into this next month, September, or just into the next month for whenever you're watching this. Really give yourself that time and just gently remind yourself it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Keep reminding yourself, keep making small movements. Doesn't matter how small, as long as you are making movements and small strides towards breaking free from old habits. You start now, and then don't even focus on your progress. Just see where you are mentally by the end of the next month. Because if you constantly give yourself reminders into this month, the end of this current month that you're in, and then come back when you are at the end of the next month, I feel like that is a big picture. Because it's not just 1 month, it's a little bit more than a month, you know? I mean, if you're at a beginning of a month right now watching this somewhere in the future, I feel like you could just use this whole month. Like saying this, you say you're watching this on like the 1st of the month, just use the whole month. I'm not gonna, don't stress about that. Clarifying, the High Priestess reversed. We have 8 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles reversed, and Knight of Cups reversed. Interesting. Let's make these upright so you can at least see the art. You see that vulture in that 4 of Pentacles card? Vultures, I want to give you an example of how vultures can signify transformation and death. Death is acceptance in self, acceptance in what has collectively happened in our lives and what we've done, how we pursued our life to be who we are in this moment in time. And you don't place any label of, oh, I'm a good or bad person for all of this. This is who you are. This is you. Every collective choice, decision, experience you've had, made, done, pursued, whatever, is you. That acceptance is the death. Anytime you see any like death or skulls, think of acceptance and this transformation and acceptance. Vultures, I want to say, signify how after death, when something dies, it doesn't just die. There are flies that lay maggots on it that essentially decompose it, and then there's vultures that will come in and eat it. You know, there's like other things that happen after death that, you know, that death in itself, the thing that dies, is still useful to other things down the line. So when you are accepting this death death of, I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm this label, I'm that label, blah 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 blah. You are Aries. You are a human, and you are alive, and you are existing in this time and in this space. That is fact. The good, the bad, the labels that we can put on ourselves throughout a daily basis, we cannot put on ourselves in this moment, in this time. This is where the vulture, like in this image I was seeing, kind of flies away and finds that thing that you leave behind. When you are faced with the metaphor of death, death is saying, hey, yeah, this new life you want for yourself, you can have it. Give me all your burdens. Give me all your fears. Give me all your doubts. All of them. You can't, all of them. You can't leave them behind. You're not taking any of them with you. Like, I can take you to this new life that you want. Like, I can show you the way, but you can't bring any of those heavy burdens and doubts and fears and, you know, negative mindsets with you. You can't bring that with you. Like, it just does not work. It won't fit. It's like a plug that won't plug into the outlet because it's not the right plug. Like, it's not the right outlet. There's so much. In expressing this, I want you to express this to yourself constantly. Anytime you're finding yourself, oh, but what if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? Think of this new life. You cannot bring any fear and doubt about the new life into your new life, into this new version of you. And the old you will never leave you. It's just transforming and changing and almost cocooning. The death is a big metamorphosis for how we grow into more either matured parts of ourselves, just more into ourselves, and just Aries, god damn it, there's so much fucking growth here. The most important part about this Four of Coins, this Four of Pentacles, is the Four of Pentacles, when you finally clear out the energy that makes you feel all, I'm gonna hold in all my Four Pentacles, I'm gonna hold in the four corners that of my comfort zone super close, and it's like, oh, your comfort zone's like this big, you're making the space you want to exist in super small. What if you made it like really big? This acceptance clears out a lot of confusion, and then when the confusion is cleared, this is where I want you to trust that you will be able to understand how you want to structure your personal development and personal passions. Because it's not just personal development, it is passions and things that you are pursuing and growing. Like, it could be careers, projects, goals, and certain achievements you have set out in life. Bottom of the deck energy is Seven of Wands, which is very intriguing, because Seven of Wands always talks about how someone can tell you how to hit this hammer and do this type of work, but you know what you're doing. Do your thing. Do your thing, but do not lie to yourself. And do not take all these opinions as like, oh, because the Seven of Wands is like all these other wands in the card are other people's advice and opinions, and you could even like take my advice, take the tarot's advice with a grain of salt. You don't need to follow every single thing that is said in a tarot reading. You just take it as, okay, this is information, and maybe I can use this to better myself. Maybe not. You're just taking it in as a consideration and leaving it as that. Okay, sure. I'll take it for consideration, and then you go and you do it how you want to do it. And then maybe you're doing it how you want to do it, right? Healing how you want to heal, pursuing things how you want to pursue things. And then, oh, that person had that good idea. Maybe I'll put that idea into my own, and you're mixing different ideas, cultivating new things, finding new wisdom within yourself. This is where the High Priestess really comes into play. So don't discredit other people's advice and opinions. Don't at all, for one bit. Take it as mental notes, because it doesn't matter where the advice comes from, as long as it gives you some good idea to integrate into an idea you already have. Boom, it's a whole new idea. It's a whole brand new thing. It's like taking leftovers from last night and adding it into a dish and making a whole new meal out of it. And it's like not even that gross because the leftovers are like a day old. So you're like, oh yeah, I don't want these leftovers to go bad, so let's toss them in this meal and make a whole new thing out of it. It's like you grilled chicken last night and you're like, oh, if we chop up the chicken and throw it in some chicken Alfredo, it's like a whole new dish. It's a whole new thing. And this is where this light of pursuing your life will kind of, I want to say, be brought back. You're trying to find that spark, and I feel like you lost your flint. And you're not accepting that you lost your flint. Death is saying, where's your flint? And you're like, I didn't lose it. And it's like, if you lost it, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's your fault that you lost it or not. Whoever's fault it is, you don't have your flint. You lost it. You don't have the thing to create your spark. So open up. And you're not opening up to other people. You're opening up to yourself here, Aries. Always remember that. This is all about you. You're pursuing a lighter life for yourself. So, Knight of Cups, let yourself be free in pursuing fulfillment. Pursuing fulfillment in even just letting go. How can you feel fulfilled in releasing these negative things? Releasing these fears and doubts to the Death card. How can you do that? That's your homework. That's all I have to say. Just want to say thank you for letting me read your cards. This was really cool, and I really... Listen, I'm holding your hand. Hold my hand. We got this. Hold my hand. We're holding hands. It's okay. I know. Life is very conflicting. Jesus Christ. Life will give you whiplash sometimes, metaphorically and just like figuratively, like what the fuck is happening kind of a thing. And if you're giving yourself whiplash, it's okay. Listen, it happens, alright? Humans are some wild creatures. We're some weird, funky beings, okay? It's nothing wrong with it, alright? I love you, Aries. That is all I have for you, and thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me read your cards, like I said before. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are in this beautiful planet Earth of ours. And as always, I hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace.